The absolute best hypercar that we have ever seen is now here, and it's in the form of the new Koenigsegg Jesko Absolut. This one-of-one hypercar is so special that it will literally break records. Let me explain why this hypercar is so special and how it's going to break 4 world records when it hits the road. The Jesko Absolut takes its name from the Latin word for highest or supreme, as well as the highest speed record holder. And boy, does it live up to its name, because this is without a doubt the most insane hypercar ever created by Koenigsegg. It all started with the original Jesko, which was first shown back in 2019. The Jesko has an incredible design, both inside and out, and a huge highlight is definitely the air intake behind the driver. But my favorite thing about the Jesko is the fact that the engine actually revs all the way to 8,500 RPM, which is something that we haven't seen in a while, especially in a production car. The Jesko also introduced us to a completely new gearbox, which is known as the light-speed transmission. It's a 9-speed gearbox with multi-disc clutch, and it allows the Jesko to have incredibly fast gear shifts. Not only that, but the clutch itself is also integrated into the flywheel. So not only is the gearbox incredibly fast, but it's also super compact compared to other gearboxes. This means that the overall length of the car is actually shorter compared to the previous Agera RS. But now let's talk about some real numbers, because they are just absolutely ridiculous. The Jesko produces around 1,600 horsepower in standard form. However, when you add the additional 400 horsepower from the electric motors, you get a total output of around 2,000 horsepower. With this crazy amount of power, the Jesko can go from 0 to 300 kilometers per hour in just 5.5 seconds. And it can reach a top speed of over 480 kilometers per hour. Now these numbers are insane, but they get even better with the new Jesko Absolut. The design of the Absolut is pretty much the same as the regular Jesko, but there are still some major differences which makes the Absolut so special. The biggest change is that the entire rear end of the car is redesigned. Now it features this giant wing, which is almost like 2 wings stacked on top of each other. Now this is a really smart solution because it creates downforce at high speed without creating too much drag. Koenigsegg themselves said that the new rear wing provides over 700 kilograms of downforce at its top setting, and they also claim that it's the most efficient wing in the world. But that's not all, because the front of the car has also been updated to reduce the drag coefficient as much as possible. It now features a completely new front end with integrated air ducts and a new splitter which reduces the overall drag of the car at high speed. Not only that, but the side skirts and the mirrors have also been redesigned to reduce the overall drag coefficient of the car. The result is a drag coefficient of just 0.279, which is extremely low considering how much downforce the car can produce. And now let's talk about those records that this car is going to be breaking, because the new wing and the new front end is going to allow the Jesko Absolut to hit a top speed of over 500 kilometers per hour. Yes, you heard that right, over 500 kilometers per hour in a production car. To put that into perspective, the current production car speed record is held by the Bugatti Bolide with a top speed of 440 kilometers per hour. So the Jesko Absolut is going to be breaking the record by over 60 kilometers per hour. In order to achieve this, Koenigsegg has done a lot of extensive testing in the wind tunnel, and they've also tested the car at the Botvisberg test track in Sweden, where they managed to reach a top speed of 480 kilometers per hour in just 30 kilometers. That is truly incredible. And if you think that this is where it ends, well, you're wrong, because there's more to come. As I mentioned before, the Jesko comes with an electric motor that produces 400 horsepower. Well, with the new Jesko Absolut, Koenigsegg is actually planning to introduce a new, even stronger motor that will increase the total output of the car to over 2,500 horsepower. Yes, you heard that right, 2,500 horsepower in a production car. That is absolutely insane. And with this amount of power, the Jesko Absolut will become the fastest accelerating production car in the world. Right now, that title belongs to the Tesla Model S Plaid, which can go from 0 to 300 kilometers per hour in 11.8 seconds. But the Jesko Absolut will do it in just 5.5 seconds. And if that wasn't enough, the Jesko Absolut will also have the highest torque of any production car in the world. It has a torque of over 3,000 Newton meters, which is 1,000 Newton meters, more than the Tesla Model S Plaid. So to summarize, the Jesko Absolut will be the fastest production car in the world in terms of top speed, acceleration, as well as having the highest horsepower and torque. And all of this is achieved in a car that looks absolutely insane. As you can imagine, building a car like this doesn't come cheap because the price tag for the Jesko Absolut is set at over $3 million. But if you have the money, would you buy one? Let me know down in the comment section below. When we take a look at the interior of the Jesko Absolut, we can see that the seats are made out of carbon fiber, and they also feature an integrated headrest. The steering wheel is also completely new, and it has a really cool-looking LED display in the middle. The main infotainment display is also completely new, and it has a very cool-looking graphics on it. We can also see that there is no gauge cluster in front of the driver, which means that he's probably going to use the main display to keep an eye on all the important information. The air intake behind the driver is also a really cool feature because it's not only functional, but it also looks really cool. It's integrated into the carbon fiber monocoque, and it helps to cool down the engine. Now, we don't have a lot of information about the engine that's going to be used in the Jesko Absolut, but we do know that it's going to be the same 5.7-litre V8 that's used in the regular Jesko. The engine is expected to be tuned to produce over 1,600 horsepower, and it will be paired with a 9-speed gearbox. One of the coolest features of the Jesko Absolut is the air brake, which is integrated into the rear wing. It can be activated automatically by the car's computer or manually by the driver. When activated, it raises the rear end of the car by about 5 centimeters, which improves the car's stability at high speed. The Jesko Absolut is built on a new platform that's developed by Koenigsegg. It's called the Koenigsegg 2 platform, and it's made out of carbon fiber monocoque. The platform is designed to be incredibly stiff and lightweight, and it also features a new subframe that's made out of aluminum. The suspension on the Jesko Absolut is also state-of-the-art, and it's fully adjustable, allowing the driver to fine-tune the car's handling. The car also features a new exhaust system that's made out of titanium, and it has a really cool sound to it. The Jesko Absolut is truly an amazing feat of engineering and design, and it's a testament to what can be achieved when you combine passion, innovation, and cutting-edge technology. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. If this is your first time here, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to Gearvy, your ultimate destination for hypercars, luxury rides, and everything in between.